really nice, easy, simple primal patterns workout that anybody can do. And it's always important to start off with a warm-up. So the easiest thing to start off with a warm-up is just yourself. You won't need anything at all. You will need some space. So starting off first, you're just going to start off to move our hips. So feet hip distance apart and start to do some circles with your hips. And many of you know that I've shared a practice from my own teachers called joint juicing or oiling of the joints. And I really recommend that you do this as often as possible. It's also on my videos. I will share the link below. So this is a really simple variation, and of course, if I have programmed this to you, please have a look at what I've sent you through into your program as to how long to do each exercise and how many times to repeat it. Let's take our hips back the other way. So the purpose of this video is just to show the exercises. It won't be a full-length video, just so that you can actually become familiar with what the moves are and then incorporate this how you wish into your weekly routine. So after our hips, we're now going to just start to move our knees. So bringing the feet closer together, just starting off with a few little knee circles again, always listening to your own knees here and being mindful of any injuries or limitations there are. So never ever going to a point of pain, but uncomfortable is fine. Let's take our knees back the other way. Our joints are really important to keep moving, especially as we're all getting older, which all of us are. So super important. So from our knees, let's just warm up through the shoulders. We're going to do like a arm swing, about a figure of 8 here. Just do your best with this. And just work with your own shoulders, just starting to get the arms swinging and moving. If you've done any Tai Chi up at Alicia Wellness Retreat, you would have done this in the Tai Chi routine that we do there in the mornings. It's a really beautiful practice. I highly recommend it. But I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take it back the other way. So we're going to reverse the movement, which you might not have done in Alicia. We're going to take it backwards. So we're opening the shoulder joint. Again, just do your best. 3, 2, and 1. Let's change sides. So about a figure of 8 pattern here, down and around. And we'll take it back. So we're reversing the direction. It can be a little bit challenging on the brain, which is really good. We want that to, we want to challenge our minds as much as we can every single day. We want to do things the opposite direction, use a different hand, etc. to help us get nice and warm. From here, feet hip distance apart, just a slow squat. So it's about 30 seconds now, just a few different movements just to get the body flowing and moving. When we're sitting into our squat, feet hip distance apart, sink down through the heels, the toes are nice and light. Couple more squats. If you need longer in this warm-up, I really recommend going through twice. Coming down to the ground, fingers spread wide. Warming up through our spine with our cow-cats. Please spread your fingers wide so that you support through your wrists here. Your inhale takes the chin and chest up, and the exhale rounds the spine. And then lastly, some easy push-ups. You can stay exactly as you are. Belly draws to spine, and we're going to bring the forehead down to the ground. So just warming up that push motion. Beautiful. And then lastly, coming over into our backs, just going to do a cross motion here, just across the body. You can keep your feet on the ground, hand coming across the body here. If you want a little bit more, feet come off opposite knee to elbow for 15 more seconds. Just working across the body, working into the spine. And of course, warming up our core. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you have a resistance band, a little small one, I recommend putting it around your ankles. Coming down, we're going to do some little shuttles here. So walking across, visualizing I have a band around my ankles. So I'm pushing open the band, bring it back. I'm starting to warm up my glutes. You'll still warm up your glutes doing it without a band, but the band definitely has a little bit stronger impact, especially on the glute medius, which is what we're trying to warm up here. Beautiful. So I would recommend going through that twice for your warm up before getting started into your exercises. 3 exercises we're going to go through. I'll just roll through them one by one, and again, please refer to your email as per how long and how many sets. The first one is a Rhino Squat. So if you're using a TRX, you're just holding onto the TRX. So I'll do it, of course, without. It's exactly the same movement, but you'll be holding onto the straps. When we come into a Rhino Squat, we really want to make sure our knees and our ankles are tracking. So we really want to use that tripod of the foot. So remembering it's 60% into the heel and 40% into the ball of the foot for the tripod, so that our knees don't knock inwards. It's really important we come into that space of the foot. When we step back into the Rhino, this knee has to nudge open. So I'm working through an exterior rotation into my hip, and I'm stepping the right hip out. And then I come back to a squat, stay low, step out, keep the knee nudging open, back to a squat. So that's our Rhino. What's important is I'm making sure I'm not doing that with my knee. It is staying open the whole time, so that we're strengthening the VMO muscle on the inside, so the vastus medialis, the inside of the quad, and working through the glute med. You'll be holding onto the strap for that. Cool. Exercise number 2 is the Curtsy Lunge. So again, you'll be holding onto the straps when you're doing this one. Again, I'll do it without, of course. And we're starting to work a little bit more inner thigh. So you'll be holding on, working, going side to side. Again, you don't have to use a strap. You don't have a strap at home, wherever you are. You'll just be doing the Curtsy Lunge exactly as what I'm doing it here. Now you can slow this down. You can even speed it up a little bit by putting a little jump, especially if you're holding onto those straps. And that's your Curtsy Lunge. Ooh. The third one that we're working into in this set is a single leg deadlift. So again, you can hold on to a wall for support for these ones. Balance is such an important part of practice. We want to keep a soft bend in the standing knee, and we want to hinge at the hips. So when we're doing these for the first time, hold on to a wall for balance. We hinge at the hip. We're focusing on the tripod of the standing foot again. So 60% into the heel, 40% into the balls, and slowly coming back up. So hinge and slowly coming back up. Again, please use that wall for support if you need. I'll do some on this side. So hinging at the hips, keeping this knee soft, never ever locking out that standing leg. Really keeping and maintaining a flat back by drawing my belly button to the spine every single time. They're the first 3 exercises. Have fun with that. Refer to your email as per the time. After those 3 exercises, you're then going to move into a little bit of cardio, and we discussed crawling. So all you'll need is some space. It's really important to make sure your wrists are warmed up. As I said, that's why we have them down in the warm-up. Please spend a little bit more time on your wrists. You're coming down, and however you're going to crawl, go for it. Belly draws to the spine, moving forward and moving backward. Again, referring to your email for the amount of time. Great way to get the heart rate up, great way to strengthen the body, and a fantastic way to strengthen the shoulders, the triceps, and the wrists, and your legs will get a really nice burn there too, and your heart rate will fly. So the next lot of exercises, we're working our push and pull set and our twist. So of course with our push up, what we're looking for here is to make sure we can use a wall. You don't have to use the floor. There's always these options here. So we want to pull that belly button towards the spine. We never ever want to lose or collapse through the core. Option number 1 in your press is the fingers are spread wide, and it's such a good functional movement. It's very, very simple, a push-up, but it's also very, very hard because we're pushing our own body weight back up. Option number 2 is bringing those knees out a little bit further, but again, making sure we never ever collapse through the hips. The belly draws to the spine. We keep the elbows rolling in slightly. So we want to shift ourselves forward on the push-up and then slowly come back up. So shift ourselves forward and then slowly come up. At any time the back starts to cave in, we want to bring it back to here and then work with the forehead to the floor. Okay, the next one is our Trx Twist and Pull. So I'm going to use the band that's on the door here, but while we're working this twist and pull, we're going to have a nice plank body. The fists or the back of the hand is facing up, and we turn and we pull. The TRX ropes in, the shoulders go up, back and down, and the shoulder blades squeeze together. So I'll do my best demonstrating here for you. So we have a nice plank body, of course. The feet will be further forward, and we turn and pull. So turn and pull. You'll obviously be working with your distance away from the wall. So the further your feet are closer to the wall, the harder that is going to be for you as well. Okay, and the last one that we're working on too is using a band tied onto a pole. What we want to do is hold it like a basketball. So we want it out from here. So we've actually got tension into the arms, into the biceps, and actually into the chest. So when we're holding onto the band, say if I was holding onto it here, I've got it in my hands, I'm turning and twisting. I'm still keeping that tension in my arms and I'm rotating on my back foot. My belly is on nice and strong and I come back to center. So turn and twist and come back to center. Turn and twist and come back to center. So that again will be followed by another crawl. If you don't want to crawl, you can always do a knee to elbow, working into cardio. You can really amp this up. I don't mind, whatever works for you. Again, check your times on the email for the number of sets and repetitions and have fun, of course. Thank you.